Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The look on Skycam has been pretty consistent today. White has dominated the landscape as snow has been falling and continues to fall.
It looks as though it might be letting up, which would allow many of you to clear off your sidewalks, your driveways, and if you're feeling ambitious, maybe the fire hydrant nearest to your home. Let's get the latest from Hutch on tonight's weather planner. Hutch?
Well, the roads are extremely slippery. Many areas of southern Minnesota, northwest Minnesota reporting completely covered roads. Here's Waskish, Minnesota. And this up in north central Minnesota, completely covered, reduced visibilities. The Drayton area is seeing similar conditions as we head into the evening hours. As most of the bands of snow are pushing to the north, anybody south of Interstate 94 are seeing things decrease in intensity, but still some very slippery roads in the FM area. The main band of snow in our region between I-94 and Highway 2 right now, where the snow does continue to fall. Reports 2 to 5 inches, Grand Forks to Fargo. Would you believe 4 inches at the Grand Forks National Weather Service office makes this the snowiest February on the record book. 7 to 11 inches now reported in and around the Twin Cities. And between here and there, several reports of 6 and even 8 inches of snow for our south and eastern counties. I expect another inch, maybe 2 inches of snow before this wraps up in the 1 o'clock in the morning hour. Mike and Andrea, if you're up at that time, it'll still be in the teens. I'll have details on a much quieter weather day right ahead, and more snow, by golly. We'll have that too.
Quiet is good.
Yes.
Thanks. You talked about driving. Well, those conditions have been consistently bad throughout the day. Along with snow, roads are plagued by ice.
There have been multiple reports of cars sliding into ditches and colliding with other vehicles. Joining us live now out in the snow is Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero. What are the road conditions looking like right now, Joshua?
Yes, Mike and Andrew, as y'all said, road conditions are very slick. I mean, we just learned at the Minnesota State Highway Patrol says on I-94 eastbound, just west of Rothsay, a semi did jackknife, and people should expect traffic delays if they're heading that way. Now, I'm going to move out the camera so you can see. This is going on to I-94 right on the 1A, the Moorhead. In Moorhead, this is coming on the on-ramp onto Fargo. As you can see, there are some traffic that's backed up, but not so much. Everything seems to be running smoothly. And again, for those who are heading out today, just be mindful that the North Dakota Department of Transportation says that most roads in our area are covered with scattered snow. Reporting live in Fargo, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks for that live report, Joshua. Be sure to download the Valley News Live News app. You'll get breaking news alerts, school closings, the latest weather, and headlines, all for free. Just search VNL News in the App Store or Google Play Marketplace.
We have some disturbing news tonight about a Fargo man who is facing 4 felony charges for allegedly raping 2 young children, forcing one to drink his bodily fluids. Court documents say that 49-year-old Todd Meyer forced himself on the young victim and made the child drink his bodily fluids out of a Dixie cup. Meyer also allegedly raped a second child and forced him to watch sex tapes. Meyer is facing gross sexual imposition and child neglect charges. He could face at least 10 years in prison.
North Dakota's House reconsidered and then passed legislation to allow legal gambling on college and professional sports. A separate bill that would allow gambling on professional sports only was defeated by a wide margin today. North Dakota is one of many states attempting to capitalize on the U.S. Supreme Court's lifting of a federal ban on sports gambling. Backers say sports betting would generate money for charities and the state. Opponents say that it would cause more gambling addiction problems.
North Dakota's House approved a bill to amend the state's Depression-era anti-corporate farming law by allowing second cousins in the mix of ownership. This law dates back to 1932 when it was approved by voters to allow corporations with as many as 15 shareholders to own farms or ranches, as long as the shareholders are related. The intent is to protect the state's family farming heritage by barring big corporations from owning and operating farms. The North Dakota Farmers Union, the state's largest farm group, opposes the measure, saying this amendment weakens the law.
A couple times earlier that night, and it's always a possibility going to a sports game that's going to happen. You never think it's going to be you or your kid.
A local 5-year-old is recovering from a skull fracture and minor brain bleed after attending her first Fargo Force hockey game Sunday night.
Now, during the third period, a puck went into the stands and hit the little girl in the head. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley talked with the little girl and her parents and has more on this story.
It was all fun and games for 5-year-old Svea at her first Fargo Force hockey game. That is until the third period started.
I turned around and she was hysterical, crying, and everyone was staring at us. And I didn't realize what had happened. It took a few beats to catch up.
Struck by a puck that found its way to the stands, Svea and her parents rushed down the road to Sanford, where doctors said Svea had a fractured skull and a minor brain bleed. But her parents say you wouldn't have known a thing.
It was terrifying for us, but the whole time she was just acting like nothing was wrong and wanted to go home. So that was reassuring that she was acting like her normal self.
The doctor told us we had to spend the night, and she's like, nope, puts her coat on. She goes, I'm going home. Someone needs to let the dog out. I'm going to let the dog out.
How does your head feel?
Good.
You don't feel hurt at all? That's good.
And with a teddy bear in tow, Svea got some celebrity visitors to her room the next day.
She was excited. You should have seen the smile on her face when they came in the door.
She wanted to put makeup on before they got over.
Signing the infamous puck and gifting some free tickets.
It makes you really, realize that the team, even though those things happen and it's part of the game, but when it happens, they do care about if you do get hit with the puck.
But for now, the jury is still out on another hockey game.
Because I don't want it to hit me in the head again.
In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Svea's parents tell us that she didn't suffer from a concussion, was already back to school yesterday, adding that she just has to take it easy the next few weeks while her head heals.
Keeping your business on top isn't all about the digital, but according to one economic expert, it sure does help. That's what local entrepreneurs learned today from Forbes magazine publisher Rich Karlgaard at the annual Economic Outlook Forum. Karlgaard says a successful business should have a strong digital connection.
The ability to collect and analyze data and use it wisely to improve your business, whether it's cutting costs or seeing unseen revenue opportunities, whatever that is, if you're not harnessing that well, you're going to fall behind your competitors faster than before.
Karlgaard predicts that agriculture, transportation, and the oil, gas, and energy sectors will all benefit as the cyber world merges with physical industries.